My name's Costas.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Welcome to this week's episode of the weekly magazine.
Yes, hello.
We've got some really good items on today.
Yes.
You think so?
I do think so. Very, very much. And something a little bit different in our once over. We're going to be looking at a stage mentalism routine.
Yeah.
Everything we've looked at pretty much so far has been close-up magic, right? So this is a stage mentalism routine.
First one so will be Phantom Deck by Joshua J.
Joshua J, yeah, brilliant. And this is the stage mentalism item.
Master Colour Prediction by Max Vellucci.
And a blast from the past. And the reason we've included this is these are now available again. It's the Theatre Magic Fire Wallet. All right. So the answer to last week's word was
cabbage.
Cabbage. I think if you
couldn't have made it more obvious than that, could we?
Well, you were just like you just wimped out and went for the obvious.
There you go. Do you want to pick the winner?
So the winner is. So look, I can never read your writing. He's a blank piece of paper.
That one's blank.
Oh no. I can't really.
Oh no!
It is. It's Will Gray. Well done, Billums. Will Gray. The reason we're laughing is he's releasing an effect with us, so we've seen him a little bit recently. So well done, Will.
And he'll be in later. He could pick it up himself.
He can pick his winner himself. Okay, so this week I'm going to be doing the word. Costas has written me a word. I have no idea what it is.
Here's the word.
This is going to be a stinker after last week, isn't it? I know it is.
I'm intrigued to see how you're going to word this.
Okay, cool. Yes. I'm just going to roll with it.
Cool. That's a good one.
Right, so I feel like a couple of schoolboys. Right, on with the show. Thank you. Hi Chris.
Hello.
Say hello to everybody in YouTube land.
Hello YouTube land.
If you ever wondered what happened to number 6's jacket, there it is. I am not a number, I'm a free man. So Chris, we're going to do a quick card trick. These are all different, all mixed up. So what I want you to do for me is just take any card. I'm going to look away. I want you to show that to the camera, make sure the camera sees it. Make sure everybody sees that. Have you done that? Can I turn back? Okay, perfect. What I want you to do for me is place that somewhere in the middle of the pack. Yeah. Done that?
Yep.
Excellent. And push it all the way in. Excellent. Right, so I push it in on the count of 3. Ready? I'm just kidding. Right, I'm going to try and do this the hard way, obviously. Can I borrow your hands?
Yes. Perfect.
Hang on to those. And you put your other hand on there.
Okay.
If I reach in here, and we're going to go for. Okay, so if this was your card, would you be amazed, Chris?
I would.
Yes.
It's not.
It's not your card. No. It would have been good though.
It would.
Okay, we're going to go for a different trick, Chris. Right. Okay. I can't find your card, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make every other card in the pack vanish, like so. Did you feel that, Chris?
No, I didn't.
Now have a look. So what's happened there, Chris? You see each and every card.
Oh yeah.
Has vanished. Except for one. What was your card, Chris?
It was the 2 of spades.
2 of spades. Thank you. So that was the Phantom Deck by Joshua J and Vanishing Ink Magic. Now this has been out for a little while, but we've just had some in and we thought we'd revisit it really. And it's great.
These have been redeveloped slightly, I believe.
Okay.
I think the corners are more rounded and, and that kind of stuff.
Well, when I first saw this, which was at Blackpool, I think it was it last year or the year before? Last year, I think. I just was thinking, you know, Omni Deck replacements and stuff, which I think is where Josh J in his video says that was his starting point really. But having watched the video, there was that video, that trick that I've just performed on Chris, and it's lovely. It's really
I have
cool.
to admit, I've never seen the trailer for this.
No.
So we watched the trailer and we saw the reactions.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
We looked at the gimmicks. You performed it to me, and as far as anyone's concerned, there is a deck of cards in your hand.
Well, yeah, you said it felt like really.
It felt like a proper deck of cards. And I was quite surprised how thin they really are, and it's actually probably the right thickness of
the
a
nice
pack of
thing,
cards.
the nice thing about it as well is if their card's placed back into the middle, the way these things work is you can't see the card in the middle. It looks like the whole pack's vanished. It's only when you spread through and you kind of see that card appear. It's really cool.
I don't do an Omni deck routine. What? I admit I've never owned an Omni deck. In fact, it's really difficult to get hold of them nowadays anyway. How about, I wouldn't mind having a go at the Phantom deck.
I said to you when I watched this, I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pick one of these up. Well, this one's second hand now, so I'm going to buy this one, right? And then perhaps perform that routine in walk around, and then when you get to the tables later on, do the Omni deck as well. And I think it's a bit of a 1-2 punch. So that's the Phantom deck by Joshua J. I really recommend it. In fact, I'm going to give it 3 thumbs up. Excellent. What? I don't know. I think it's fantastic. So it's highly recommended from me. The Phantom deck by Joshua J.
Fantastic. Master Colour Prediction by Max Vellucci. Vellucci.
Your Italian's not very good Italiano.
No, I am from Cyprus. You know, we didn't invent the language.
So yeah, let's have a look at the trailer for Colour Prediction.
Have you made a free choice?
Yes.
What would you like to do?
I'll change the second couple.
There are over 120 different color possibilities using these 5 different colors. And you have made a totally free choice to choose this particular color combination: orange, blue, red, green, and purple. Here, in this rolled up paper, I have this combination of colors: orange, blue, red, green, and purple.
I really like this.
It's one of those things. You just get the bare bones of the routine, don't you? And because it's performed in it's performed in Italian with English subtitles. So you know, there's no real presentation there, which I think is a good thing. You know, it's a really well thought out routine.
Well, we both agreed.
Fills a lot of space on the stage.
Absolutely, and you can play it serious or you can play comedy as well, can't you?
Well, I immediately, when I was watching it, I said to you about a few ideas, you know, to add a bit of humour to it and stuff. But at the end, when he rolls out that prediction, I mean, it just looks so impossible because they've had so many choices all the way through. So it's well thought out. Now, all you get, by the way, I have to say, is
a DVD.
You get the DVD. It does explain in some detail how to make all the props up, but do be prepared to spend a few hours doing some arts and crafts.
There is some arts and crafts. There's a couple of things you need to buy, not that expensive.
No, you would be able to put the whole thing together, I would think, for probably around about £10. I would have thought maybe £20 maximum. Okay, so it's not expensive. And if they'd have, in all fairness, if they'd have put them together themselves, it would have been a nightmare to ship out.
I reckon if they supplied everything, already made up, you're looking at over £100.
Well, and the shipping costs as well and stuff. So it's a good. I mean, personally, this is only going to appeal to a certain type of professional performers are going to be interested in this. Professional stage performers as well, which again is even more niche market. So if they like what they see here, then it's not a big hassle to go out and buy the stuff.
It's an easy routine to do once you've made everything and put everything together.
It's very clever. It's very well thought out. And like I said, the thing I like about it these days is you know, with DVDs, is people they've got strong personalities, and you get clones of these personalities, don't you? You know,
but this makes you put your own.
You've got to put
your own personality into the effect.
That's right. There's no real presentation. It's that he just performs it.
And I'm two-sided with this as well. Part of me thinks that, well, not that many people will be bothered to actually put everything together to create the effect. But the other side of me thinks it's a really good idea, because if you set out to put everything together, you're going to put a lot of effort into this, and it's going to be a really interesting part of your set, because not that many people will be doing this.
No, it's a good routine. And expect it. Your audience management's got to be good. And like you say, not too many people are going to do this, but you know, if
the arts and crafts is not difficult. You're not asked to do anything that's really complicated. It's just you just need to put everything together, basically.
Yeah, excellent. So, I mean, all I would say on this really is, you know, from watching the trailer, you know yourself whether this is going to be for you. And if you do that type of performance, mentalism, stage, parlour performances, then I would definitely recommend it. It's well worth picking up.
I love mentalism. I don't do parlour work or anything. I've never done anything, but I did say to you in the past, I'm slowly putting together a parlour thing just for my own gratification. And I can see myself putting this together and actually trying it out.
Yep.
At the occasion that.
Oh yeah. So we're going to recommend this then. This is Max Vellucci's Master Colour Prediction. So yeah.
Excellent, fantastic.
So the question this week was set by Andy Nichols, one of our long-time contributors to the show. Hello, Andy.
I would have said fan.
Yeah, okay. This week, the question was set by Andy Nichols, who we're both a fan of. Is that better? Right.
We're a fan.
So, right, Andy's question was, what are thoughts on risque humour? By risque humour, he means slightly blue material. Is it ever appropriate? Okay. Now, I'm not gonna dice about here. See what I did there? I'm gonna come straight out with it. I think it's okay as long as the audience goes there first. In other words, I certainly don't. I wouldn't swear. I don't swear, because I think if you offend, you might not offend the group that you're working to, but there's a possibility that another group that
someone else is always overhearing
within earshot, and they may be offended by it. So personally, I wouldn't swear. Risque humour. There's nothing. Personally, I think if they go there first, it's fine. There's a few good examples in the answer, so I don't want to say too much because it's going to tread on some very good points by people. Your thoughts on it, sir?
I won't.
Thank you.
I won't talk much about it because a lot of it is actually covered
some
here.
Good answers, yeah.
Personally, it's not in my nature to be risque in my performance. I try not to, because you don't know who you're really talking to. You might think that you are on the level of those two people there, but the other two people in the group might detest it. So because I can't be confident enough, then I won't. What I usually do is, for example, let's say an invisible deck routine, when you get someone to shuffle a pack of cards, the way you get them to shuffle, everyone else is laughing. So you don't really need to mention anything.
No.
And Gary Jones hints on this as well. So it's all about the way you present it and let them do it themselves.
Well, that's what we're going to touch on, isn't it? So I didn't want to say that, but yeah, that's essentially what I'm.
And I've seen a couple of acts where I saw a woman comedian, and she just kept on swearing and used vulgar language, and it was the most off-putting thing I've ever seen.
Now comedy's different to magic, isn't it? Because these days, a stand-up, I couldn't name one stand-up comedian really, maybe Ken Dodd, who doesn't in their live shows swear. They all do it.
Yeah.
Even, you know, but maybe Billy Pearce as well.
But I think in magic,
it's
you've got to be a very unique person in order to pull it off and get away with it.
So anyway, let's read some of the answers.
Yeah.
So Owen Strickland, totally depends on the audience. I've done, and he mentions a couple of routines here that are quite blue, so I'm not going to mention them. At some gigs after getting the vibe, but wouldn't dream of it at others. Okay. Martin Alcock, it is appropriate if the audience leads you down that path and you're a skilled enough performer to know how far you can take it. I wouldn't even say performer, I think it's person.
Yeah.
It all comes down to life skills, doesn't it? You know, you wouldn't get to the vicar's tea party and whip your sponge ding dong out, would you? Or would you? Well, you wouldn't. You know, it's all about reading the audience. I've been booked in the past for ladies' luncheon clubs, right? And you just wouldn't, would you? But then, you know, you get booked for a stag night or something.
Depends if it's real or not.
Well, you know, anyway. Ask Ian Moran about the story of the ladies and that particular trick next time you see him. So anyway, Martin Alcock's again, sadly seen too many car crash performers where the sponge balls come out and straight away the performer is making lewd and wholly inappropriate comments to his assisting female spectator. Yeah.
Gary Jones said exactly the same thing I've said. Some acts are 100% blue, so it's appropriate. Me personally, I let them make their own jokes, i.e. take the sponge balls as an example. If they begin to get rude, I will feed them the lines. I won't myself say the jokes, I don't need to if they're buying into the innuendos, so it's the audience.
Yes, absolutely.
When I'm amongst friends, then there are no boundaries and it does get messy.
Yeah.
Actually, that's an understatement, it gets really messy.
See his nun trick for an example. Okay, Craig Whittaker, yeah, it all depends on the audience. You can usually tell within the first effect if you can get away with a few things. Sometimes he's good as it shows we're human, which is a good point. You know, you don't want your audience to, you want them to how can I put this? You want them to think of you as a person, not just a performer standing there doing tricks at them.
I think.
Okay, you want to engage on a human level.
The problem is what I've noticed as well. There's a lot of magicians, they try to be funny when they're not, and they will take the jokes a step too far because they think that people are liking their.
It's funny you should say that. The next comment, I'll read it out, and it's exactly what you just said, by James Fortune, another.
I've never read that. So.
Another fan. We're a fan of him. Hello, Dad. James Fortune. No, I've always thought that if you have to use rude words and or blue humour to get a laugh, you are a sad, unfunny individual. I've seen so-called comedians come on stage and say the F word and expect to get a laugh. There are very few people who actually like to use blue humour, and certainly not in the context of which we mainly work. So, wise words indeed there from James. Andy Nichols, the guy who set the question, he's obviously, Andy's a skilled performer, he's been in magic a long time. I think he was probably looking what other people thought, you know, so it was a good question, Andy. I'm with Gary, you can hint at gags and see how they react. I try not to match them totally though and say stay a few steps below the naughty level they set. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I never swear though or say anything personal to anyone. If you let them make the jokes and poke fun at yourself, you don't have any problems. It's an ego thing, I think. Don't let the fact that you're not always the one getting the laughs bother you. They'll just remember having a good time and hopefully you're fantastic magic. That is a great post by Andy there. And Adrian Ward, the only thing I say, this is quite funny actually, the only thing I say occasionally with a card swap or similar, did you feel the magic happen? They say no, and he says it's okay, that's what my wife says.
And the last one, the last one's from Jasper Blakely. Now, if
Cock off, Jasper, brilliant performer, amazing cock off.
If there's one person that can pull this stuff off, is Jasper. I don't know anyone else that will be able to.
No.
Because it's part of his act, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you see him at Blackpool, and whatever person he's actually using at that time, throughout the evening, he will be that person.
Gareth the Gimp, for example.
He says, I do stand up, I swear. I like swearing, but I will only swear doing magic if a group has sworn first, then only to the degree that they've sworn, and only if I feel it warrants it. To mirror your audience is a legitimate approach, but you don't have to swear to be funny, as I can work clean. I simply like to swear as my characters allow it. I appreciate that my approach is unacceptable to many performers, but I can't stand chubby brown humour, but there are many who do. Horses for courses. And Jasper's a perfect example, one of the few people that will be able to pull this off because it's part of his character.
There's not many people who do that anymore, is that he actually doesn't perform as himself, he performs in character. And if his character demands it, then he would swear.
Because people pay to see, for example, Cock-Off or Gareth the Gimp. Now,
do people pay to see that? I think he just inflicted it on people once, didn't he?
So that is what they expect, isn't it?
I think so. I think he, like you say, I think he gets away with it. And again, Jasper does mainly, nearly called him Gareth then. Jasper does mainly cabaret work, doesn't he? Yeah. So, you know, that is totally dependent on the venue, isn't it? Because if you're working at a holiday camp, and I did work the holiday camps for a season, and, you know, they make sure that you as a performer know that it's a family audience and that you're not allowed to use any inappropriate material. So, Andy, that was a great question. Thank you very much. If any of our viewers have got any questions that they'd like to see us tackle on the show, please get in touch.
But we have got one for next week,
we have got a question for next week. Now, there's an old thing in magic, and it's all about peaks and troughs. In other words, you start off at a high level. During your set, you would dip down and maybe have a little chat for a little while, do a weaker effect, and then go back up again for a peak and a trough. These days, people have got a very limited attention span. Okay, we live in the era of the soundbite. Is peaks and troughs as a performance style still relevant? Okay, so answer us on a postcard, please, or failing that, comment on the website or on the YouTube. We'll post the question on a few Facebook groups as well. But it'll be interesting to hear your views on that one. Okay, excellent. So thank you for all your responses. They were really good. Thank you.
This week's Blast from the Past is Fire Wallet by Theatre Magic.
Yes. Now the reason we've shown this is this is generally considered to be the best fire wallet on the market. Yeah. Okay, it's small, fits in your pocket nice and easily. Okay, it's very simple to oh, there you go, running out of petrol. It's very simple to use, and it looks nice. Yeah. And we're gonna show you basically the inside behind the scenes here. It's really well made. Okay, it's going to last you a long time, and it snaps shut to close the.
It's a lucky mechanism, isn't it? So you don't need to hold it in place.
It's magnetic, so when you open it up, you light it like so, and then you close that. Did I get you? Sorry.
Great. No.
Okay, and then it just closes and it shuts the flame down. Okay. Now I know someone who carries one of these and uses it as his everyday wallet, and he keeps his credit cards in there and his money in there, and he doesn't have any problems with it. Okay, so it's really well made. It's all
well insulated.
Exactly, good word. And it looks like a normal wallet. You know, it's a small wallet that typically people would use these days. So
we know loads of people that use this particular one.
It's a great attention grabber. You know, if somebody asks you for a business card, okay, you just go in and step, and then you can take it out. Or even if you don't perform, if you're just out with friends, you know, when you get to your turn at the bar or wherever, you just go up and get the money out. Okay, so it's a good attention grabber. I'm obviously going to point out you need to be 18 years of age to buy them. Okay, so. That's something that's
the beauty of this is you can actually show it open like this. A lot of the previous fire wallets, once you've lit it, that's it. You used it all. Yeah. You had to close it, and that's it. You have to keep it closed.
Yeah. Well, with that, you just let it go.
You just let it go, and just looks okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're interested, you know, it's the same as anything else, isn't it? If you're interested in a fire wallet, this for me is the best one out there.
They've been out stock for months and months and months.
But they were changing hands on second-hand magic groups for quite a bit of money.
Ridiculous money.
So yeah, these are available again, and they have redesigned them. So look out for that. It's a Theatre Magic fire wallet.
Fantastic.
Right. Right, well that's it for this week then. So yeah, if anybody has got any questions that they want to send forward for the Q&A, that'd be great.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get instant notification when the new show goes live. Go to the website where we have this show and put comments below in the comment section regarding the word of the week.
Word of the week, yes. It's not as easy as cabbage from last week, but I think if you just roll with it, you'll get it quite easily.
Yeah, no, I agree. And no idea what he's talking about. Rolling. Now, we still working on our Blackpool releases. We have some crackers. You know, we will show one of the effects maybe next week.
Yeah.
Maybe next week we show one effect.
We'll do that. We'll have a live performance
of one of them and see what happens.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so have a great week. Thanks for watching.
Until next week.
What's your name, please? Howard, and your name, please?
Leo.
Leo. Howard, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to spread the cards out in front of you. I want you to look at one card. Actually, so you don't both think of the same card. You go for a red card and you go for a black card. Okay. Make sure you see the card. So I'm going to spread them out. Get a red card in your mind. You got one?
Yeah.
You have a red card in your mind. Just in case you think I know where your card is, I will mix the cards up. Leo, I want you to get a black card in your mind. Get one in your mind. You got one? You got one? So you have a black card, you have a red card. I'm going to go with yours first. What's your name, please?
Jasper.
Jasper, hold your hand out like this for me, please. Hold on to the pack. That's great. Concentrate on your card. I'm going to try to feel where your card is. Don't forget, it's in your mind. Oh, I'm getting close. Oh, yes. For the first time, name the card you're thinking of, please. Okay, so you have a card in your mind, yeah? Yeah. Okay, so Leo, name your card.
Oh my God! Wow!
Thank you very much. Yeah.
King of Hearts.
Do you know what? This is your card, the King of Hearts, the one you're actually thinking of. Oh, you're thinking of a card, aren't you? You're thinking of a card. Yeah. Okay, right. So, no, I know it's not here. It's not there, is it?
No.
It's not there. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Name the card you're thinking of.
Queen of Spades.
Turn it over. The card you're thinking of. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well done.
Have a great day.